Bob Arum has said that Pitbull Cruz won't fight Shakur Stevenson. Said he doubt that he'll be interested, that he got to look for other fights for Shakur Stevenson. You know, and the interesting thing is this. Other people agree. They don't think it is a good career move for Pitbull Cruz. Now, check this out right here, because this lies the problem when I open my mouth about something. This is what people have such a big problem with. Now, the only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to keep it fair and I'm going to keep it honest. That's all I'm going to do to make people feel uncomfortable and feel some kind of way, right? But watch what I do, right? Pitbull Cruz, depending on if this is what he does or not, but usually when Bob Arum is speaking like that, you know, that's usually how it goes. But we'll see what Pitbull Cruz does. But Pitbull Cruz proves why Gervonta Tank Davis handlers and Mayweather promotions do not listen to the critics when it comes to the level of opposition that Tank Davis has faced. Did everybody understand that? Okay. Bob Arum saying what he said shows why when it comes to Tank Davis, they're not concerned with trying to give you the fights that you guys beg that you want to see with Gervonta Tank Davis. Why is that? Because if this is true about Pitbull Cruz and he doesn't take this fight, it goes to show that there is a obvious, very clear, undeniable double standard, because boxing fans should not allow that to go on. Okay? Now, as far as a technical fighter against a brawler, that's something that they wanted in Gervonta Tank Davis and Vasily Lomachenko, right? All right. When he has not taken that fight, there's criticism. And being that Pitbull Cruz is a Mexican fighter, you would think that'd be all more of the reason that they would egg that fight on. Because Mexican fighters don't back down. They fight anybody. You know what I'm saying? They brawl. They're tough, right? Well, this is the thing. It seems to be that people are understanding that might be a mismatch and that it will be a bad career move for Pitbull Cruz. All right? Now let's skip over to Gervonta Tank Davis, where he was about 15 fights in and they wanted him to fight Vasily Lomachenko. And even Tank Davis himself came out and said, look, I'm not ready for that fight right now. Did you see the ridicule and the judgment Tank Davis got? Ignoring the fact that he was still developing and he only had 14, 15 fights. But people demanded that he fight the so-called, especially at that time, best fighter in the world, pound for pound fighter, better fighter than Floyd Mayweather, better fighter than all the boxing gods. That's the kind of jump you wanted him to make at 14 and 15 fights. All right. But yet when it comes to Pitbull Cruz, it's openly accepted that he might skip out on that fight because it's not a good career move. This is exactly why when it comes to Tank Davis, Leonard Allaby, Mayweather Promotions, PBC, they don't listen to y'all because they figured out you only want certain people to take on certain challenges, but it's okay for other people to turn down challenges that we should expect them to accept the same way that you expect Gervonta Tank Davis to accept it. This is where double standard, once again, I always reiterate this is where double standard and fanboying becomes a problem in boxing, all because the boxing critics, the boxing fans, and hell, everybody in the boxing world cannot keep the same energy for all fighters. Did everybody understand that? That was very basic and clear, and it was extremely fair. Now, if this was Tank Davis, do you think you'll see articles like this saying, yeah, you know, you can't blame Pitbull Cruz let's face it, it's not a good career move for the Mexican monster. They wouldn't write that about Tank Davis if he didn't take on some fight that they wanted to see him fight. They wouldn't accept that. And this is why they don't pay attention to what we say. Because they know it has nothing to do with you wanting to see the best fight the best. It has everything to do with you wanting to see their fighter lose. And they know that. This is something that I figured out with Tank. That's why I don't have the same expectations for Tank that I do for everybody else. I don't. This is why I support Tank no matter what he does. Because I see the game that you play. And like I say, if we can't hold all these guys to the same standard, it's unfair for me to hold one guy to that standard and allow everybody to do the Pitbull Cruz. Now, give and take, we don't know if he'll actually dip out on the fight. More than likely, he will. But if he don't, you know what? Great. But the point is, you see how they don't want to let somebody like Pitbull Cruz take a loss? Again? Do you see that even though Pitbull Cruz whole momentum is built up off of a man, Tank Davis, that they have criticized to high hell, which tells you what? Once again, this is deductive reasoning right here, which tells you what? They value Tank's skill set more than what they will reveal to the public. Obviously. How can Pitbull Cruz get so much credit for going 12 rounds with a guy that they say don't do nothing, ain't about nothing, and hasn't stepped up? How is that valiant for Pitbull Cruz? Yet they took that 12-round fight and used that as some kind of selling point and a clout booster for Pitbull Cruz. The fact that he fought Tank Davis and Tank Davis went 12 rounds with him is the reason he's talked about right now. So basically, they're building Pitbull Cruz's career off the back of Tank Davis. The same Tank Davis that they try to trash if he don't take certain fights. And here it is, Pitbull Cruz is more than likely won't take the fight with Shakur Stevenson. And nobody is going to say a word about it or complain about it. This is why when it comes to Tank Davis and the fights they set up for him, they don't listen to none of y'all and they do what they want with Tank. And you know what? I'm totally accepting of it, because until you change your energy, until you want the same for all fighters, there's no reason for them to jump to our beat, because you guys are going to allow this and not say a word. It ain't the first time. Just like you allowed Vasily Lomachenko not to fight Devin Haney. Wasn't interested in the fight till Devin Haney became the undisputed champion. Then all of a sudden, Devin Haney is ducking the man that ducked him. And then when Devin Haney circles the block and come back around, now y'all trying to dress Vasily Lomachenko up as too old because you see that Devin might be the superior fighter. So let me go ahead and take the air out that balloon before he gets any credit for it. Did I lie? Of course not. But see, that's the problem. I don't say things the way people want them said. I don't sugarcoat you. I don't clout chase for you. I don't make an excuse for you. I don't buck dance for you. But all I did was look at a situation and assess it fairly, like we're all supposed to do in this world, or like the judge is supposed to do in a court of law, and gave you the fair and truthful verdict. It's unacceptable for Pitbull Cruz not to fight Shakur Stevenson. And if it is acceptable, don't you say a word about nobody else. And that's why it's hard to have an opinion about boxing and hold guys to standards, because we play favorites, we play the color game, we play the flag game, and this is basically why you got DAZN over there trying to promote Jake Paul to high hell, because that's the direction that boxing is going. I warned y'all about this 2 years ago that it was going to go like this. Okay. And as you see, this is what they want to do. And that's the direction that boxing is going. And boxers are going to be pretty much kicked out of their own party. Anyways, that's just my thoughts on this. You know, if you like the video, like the video. Also, some of you guys have made me aware that you are not getting the notifications. I'm not surprised. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, do your best to catch it when you can. You know, so like, comment, subscribe. I'm out.